All right, so this is my first session in a couple of weeks. After I got back from the trip to Europe, all my kite stuff got stuck in France. I got out to Shelter Island. The wind was amazing, and all I could do was sit on the beach and watch everyone else kiting. Out of desperation, I ended up buying a second harness because I had enough backup gear that I thought I could get out. And I went out and bought a stealth harness. This is my first session out on the new stealth harness. So here's gonna be all my thoughts on the stealth harness setup and how it compares to previous harnesses. So a little bit of a backstory. My first harness was a Mystic Majestic, a soft shell harness. I loved it. It was super plush and comfortable for all of the harnesses at the time. But ultimately in higher powered winds, I felt that the soft shell harnesses would kind of fold and pinch in on the side and create some back pain. So I started to look out there and explore the hard shell harnesses. I got a ride engine. And the ride engine was an improvement. It definitely stayed locked in. It was more comfortable, but I had some durability issues. So eventually the ride engines, I felt like I needed to move on to something else. I found a clearance Mystic X from a couple years back. Got a great price on it, enough that I didn't really have to think about it. And this was a huge improvement. I love the Mystic Majestic X. Can highly recommend this harness. It's a no-brainer, especially if you get a good deal on it on clearance. Fast forward to my debacle, losing all of my equipment to the airlines or having my equipment stuck in France while I'm here on Shelter Island. So I decided to get a backup harness, or now it's gonna be my primary harness. So I ordered the Mystic Stealth harness, and this is my first session with it. This harness is like sticky tack. Ah, it's so nice. Super light, super comfortable. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when we get out of the water, how much water it retains. All right, so I'm almost out of batteries. Great return session. The sun came out, the wind picked up. The new harness worked really well. My thoughts after getting to ride with it is it's awesome. It's much lighter. So on this harness, you have a lot of neoprene up at the top. Here you've got this much lighter, I don't even know what it is, but it lines the whole harness. So it's a much lighter harness overall. This material is much more grippy, so you get a much more locked in feel. The harness basically doesn't move around while you're riding. So second session on the Mystic Stealth harness. Got it underneath. The harness against skin is sticking even more. So very happy with how the harness is doing. Another big thing for me is since there's no neoprene, when you come out of the water and you take this harness off, it's basically dry immediately. So you don't have to worry about it when you're throwing it in the car or when you're throwing it in your bag. It just dries super quickly. So some of the cons I'm seeing of the stealth harness, it's a small con, but this stuff is so grippy. Sometimes once I get the harness up a little bit, it's actually hard to pull it back down because it's so grippy. And then if you do really, really long sessions without a shirt between you and the harness, it's so grippy, I've gotten a little bit of soreness or redness on my skin there. And I've been able to do a few hours without a shirt. And so ultimately, I don't think it's a huge deal. And then the last con of this, which is a similar con for the Majestic, since they're hard shells, they don't really pack down and they don't pack in a suitcase too easily. So you end up having to wrap, maybe a kite or something in it to get it inside your bags when you're packing it. The other con is the price. This is an expensive harness. This is their premium harness. I think for someone who wants the absolute best you can get, this is it. But it's very expensive, and given that you get a lot of the comfort and a lot of the functionality out of the Majestic X, it may not be worth the extra couple $100 that you would pay to go from an older season closeout Mystic Majestic X to this stealth bar. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the Mystic Stealth harness. Had a super fun session out there. Hopefully this helps all of you out that are looking at different harnesses and considering buying something new. Thanks for watching.